So back in the day, early 2000s, Lindy Ruff, the head coach of the Buffalo Sabres, he was mad about a penalty and he said, "That's a joke." Now we'll just take that, extrapolate it to 2023. I'm thinking public money, Buffalo Sabres, Buffalo Bills, Jacksonville Jaguars. This new stadium is a joke. I'm Canadian Sam. Let's get into it. I'm hearing a lot of support from the Jacksonville Jaguars fans, and I'm not liking it. Those fans should not be supporting this new stadium. Let's get into why. If I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, just picture this, Canadian Jacksonville Jaguars fan. Totally normal. Snowbird fan. I'm thinking, dear Shad Khan, me and the other Duval County taxpayers will not be accepting this arena deal. We want to go back to the table and want to discuss a new deal. Maybe some umbrellas to shade the sun. Maybe another pool. Maybe a hot tub. It's Canada. No, wait, it's the US. The point is, it's way too much. $1 billion to help you build a stadium. You're one of the richest guys in the world. And you've been disrespecting us from the start. So no, we're not going to do that. This stadium announcement was a comedy festival start to finish. Like, this stadium doesn't need to be replaced. Go to Washington if you want to see a stadium that needs to be replaced. That's another hint for my ranking of the NFL arenas that need to be replaced. So let's talk about the 3 funniest things about this stadium announcement. And like Buffalo taxpayers, Jacksonville taxpayers will probably end up paying for the stadium, but I'm not there. I don't have to worry about that. I can just have fun with this. Let's talk about 3 really funny things about this announcement. The first funny thing, dude, this thing looks like if they took the Khalifa International Stadium from Qatar, the SoFi Stadium from LA, smashed them together and put them on top of TIAA Bank Stadium. Like, it's just beautiful. It's just a mash of everything. And it's $1 billion taxpayer dollars. I'm gonna just keep saying it. This is also a good reminder to not skip those boring videos, because I checked out this one video with the president of the Jaguars, Mark Lamping. And he talked about they started the process of building out the plans for this arena in 2016. In earnest, they started, however, in 2020. Guess what else happened in 2020? SoFi Stadium. Yeah, the microwave theory. You'll understand what that means at the end of the video. Let's continue. That's really funny. That's funny number 1. I was just editing this part and I was like, that sounds like what you'd say to your friend when they make a bad joke. That's really funny. Yeah, that's funny number 1. Let's get on to the second funny thing. So in the video, just around the middle, he's like, this stadium will improve our community's candidacy to host major NFL events like the NFL draft. And then there's this huge awkward pause. It's beautiful because it's so comedic. We can just fill it in with all the fun stuff. Like the fact that the whole video is confident that the whole city will be transformed and revitalized, even though they've mentioned that it's a great growing city with a great growing workforce. They need to revitalize it because they do that. It's all about revitalization. And then the least confident thing they say is that it will host major NFL events like the NFL draft, which is super funny. It's basically SoFi Stadium and Khalifa International mashed together. It's got everything for a Super Bowl, but they didn't mention that. Even with the warm weather and the new stadium, they're not confident enough that it will host the Super Bowl. $1 billion taxpayer dollars, publicly funded, and no Super Bowl. That's funny. Alright, the third funny thing, it's super funny, very funny. Jacksonville has arrived, is what they say. It's like before they hadn't arrived, London had arrived. Jacksonville was just hope-based. But now they've arrived. It says, we know that our community deserves the best. They didn't say Jacksonville. They said our community. Like the Jaguars community. The one that's split across the nation, across continents. In London and in Jacksonville. And then the second really funny thing about their wording was, it was always the Jags. It is and always will be Jacksonville. It was always the Jags, so it's always the organization. But it is and will always be Jacksonville. So the Jags were everywhere. But now, it's going to be Jacksonville. It's going to be in Jacksonville. We're going to be here. We're going to stay here the whole season. This is super funny. Well, this was a very funny, super funny announcement for all the people up in Great White North down here and up in everywhere that's not Jacksonville, everywhere in Florida that's not Jacksonville, including Orlando. Just picked Orlando because they have Disney World. Anyway, it was super funny. But for Jacksonville taxpayers and Duval County taxpayers, this is the real deal. This is their money. I do not think they should fund this stadium. I think their stadium is great. Video coming out later about the NFL stadiums that need to be replaced. It's not going to be on there. That's the hint. At the end of each video, I like to give a little hint, a little thing that adds to the previous knowledge that you've gained during the video. In this video, I talked about how the two stadiums, the Khalifa International Stadium in Qatar and SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, were smashed together to form this new stadium. And it's so smooth, so clean. How could that happen? Microwave. They smashed them together, put it into a huge microwave. That's how this new stadium has been formed. The stadium of the future. I don't like it anymore. I don't like it anymore than I would have. It's just important that you know. Power. Let's get back to the video. Finally in the video, around the 3-minute, 45-second mark, he says, "This stadium will inspire careers." It certainly inspired my career, 9-to-5 life. Kids are happy, family's happy, everything's going good. Wait, that's not what I'm talking about. Canadian Sam, it's so much fun to be part of this channel. We make videos about inspiring content, improving content, learning, growing, and conversation topics so you can stay relevant to the world around you. It's all related to entertainment, music, sports, technology, and science. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like videos about stadiums and arenas, my last video was about NHL arenas that need to be replaced. Check that out. And I just want to let you know that I spent more time on the description for this video than on the actual video, so please check that out as well. And I wanted to just cap it off by saying that Jacksonville should not approve that new stadium. All the best.